Today I'm going to be showing you how to set up your trading view, make it look exactly like this, and how to utilize the most out of your indicators. So first up, you can see that we have 6 charts on the screen. Obviously, it takes an upgraded trading plan on TradingView to view more than one chart at once, but I'm going to show you an easy way to get around that. So first off, what you're going to want to do is you want to download Vivaldi browser. Just look it up on Google and it's going to be the first one there. Now this browser can be set up almost exactly like Chrome. I'm a big Chrome user. As you can see, that's my initial browser right down here, and this one integrated perfectly with how I use it. Now, the next thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to sign up for Pro plan. Now, I use the $15 a month plan just so I can have 2 charts in one window and 5 indicators on each chart. This one helps a lot, and I add on live market data, which basically sums up to about $18 per month. So this is a great deal right here instead of paying $60 a month for having 6 charts on your screen. Now let's head over to a chart. This is a very basic chart. It doesn't have any indicators on it right now or anything. So let's make this look as how my chart would look. First thing you want to do is once you buy the plan, you're going to want to go to the layouts, which is going to be the square right here, and you're going to choose the top and bottom one. So as you can see, we now have 2 charts that are on top and bottom. What we're going to do is we can click on the candles. We could change the colors of the candlesticks if we'd like. Now this isn't totally necessary, but pretty much once we do this, you can save it as a template and you can apply it to all your other charts. So if I just click that, you'll see it automatically applies the color scheme. Now another thing we can do, which appears to be helpful for some, is we can apply a watermark. And basically what that's going to do is I like to set it down to about 15%. You're going to see the stock symbol appear behind the chart. So if we put SPY on top and let's say we put Amazon on the bottom, great. So now we have our entire layout set up. And we can pretty much do, once we hit up here, let's see, all we have to do is click the chart and we can apply the chart settings. So there we go. Now we have the same color scheme on both charts. My indicators, first up, I'm going to be using VWAP. Then I'm going to add on volume, which is the relative volume by the day. And lastly, before I add on Cobra Algo, I'm going to add on the moving averages, which are going to be this one right here. You can take notes and just add these on to your watch list or to your favorite list as well. So we're going to put on a multi-EMA right there. And lastly, Cobra Algo. So I'm going to show you how to set up all of these. So once we have these all on our chart, first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to head over to the RVol. I'm going to set it to stocks and the color scheme to heat map. This is just going to give us a better view. Now, Cobra Algo is a great tool, but I'll be honest right now, I've always been transparent. I don't use all the features with it. So some things that I turn off is I'm going to turn on the top and bottom finder, but I'm going to take off the bar color. I'm going to leave the support and resistance because that's majorly what I use. And I'm going to take off the dashboard. Now, in terms of the settings, it's currently set to 25 and 250. You can even change this to 25 and 500. It all depends on what you're really looking for. But you can play around with that and you'll see how it affects there. One other thing I actually do is I'm going to take off the labels. I just like to make the charts less clustered. Now for the EMAs, I'm going to go through, I'm going to change the inputs. The first one I'm going to put 8, next one 21, next one's going to be 50, and the fourth one's going to be 200. And I'm going to turn off the last EMA. But I also like to change the colors just so they're more viewable. So I'm going to put blue, orange, red, and green. Those are just typically the colors that I use. Next up we have VWAP. I usually leave that one alone, but I typically like to make this in like a gray color. So a light gray or so, and I like to move these up just to make this one a little bit brighter. I can add some weight to that line. Great, so now we have everything set up. All I have to do is right click, apply these indicators to the entire layout, and now we have it on the top and the bottom. Okay, so now we have this drawing panel over here. What do we do? Well, one thing we can do is we can add some indicators to our favorite. And what I mean by this is all you have to do, even indicators or drawing tools, we just go over, like if you know you're going to be using the fib retracement most often, you just go and you just click the star next to it, and it's going to add it to that list down there. Once you come up with your list, you can basically turn the star on, and you can remove your drawings panel. So great. Now that's going to take you to essentially a chart like this. We have our favorites of our drawing tools at the bottom left, and we have our chart with our indicators on it. Once again, Cobra Algo, it's an automatic support and resistance plotter. It does a lot of things. It even shows you where to long, short, where to take profits, bottom, top finder, and all that information is right here on their website at cobraalgo.com. There's a free 3-day trial, and if you use code R2K Trading, you will get 10% off every month. It's an amazing tool and one of the best price on the market. Now, with that said, you see we have three essentially charts here. We're going to pull up that tab 3 times. Then what we're going to do is we're going to take that tab and we're going to drag it and drop it on top of each other. So you can see now we have 3 tabs on essentially the same tab. And I'm going to go to the bottom of this browser right here. I'm going to hit tile vertically. Great. That is it. We have 6 charts on our screen right now, all set up and labeled. So you can see I can pull up like other stocks on here. Amazon if I wanted to, Google, you can even pull up DM. Maybe we want some Coca-Cola on there. So great, you can see we have access to all of our charts. We can even pull up 8 charts, 10 charts, however many we want using this method. But right now I'm on a laptop, so this is my most optimized view. So this is one way you can do this. It's a very great tool, and this is how I set up my personal monitors and how I set up my charts. This helps the most, especially if we're looking at charts here. You can see the T is basically showing the top finder where the stock is topping out. We have support resistance levels, and this is very, very useful for on-the-fly decisions because not all the time throughout the day when you're trading, you're going to be able to plot support and resistance. I typically plot my own support and resistances when I see the indicator not plotting them as nearly as I notice them, or if I'm looking at it on the daily. If I'm analyzing a chart on the daily, I might go and put my own resistances in as well and supports just in case it's missing something. But overall, this is an amazing indicator. It's one of the best support and resistances that I've seen out there. As along with that, we have this relative volume indicator at the bottom here, which is on heat map mode, and it's an amazing indicator because it shows you the volume in comparison to a look back period in which we have set to 15 days. So that's the average volume of the past 15 days versus the current volume. So this will help you realize when stocks are moving on volume. With that all said, we have these indicators on our chart. How do you want to use indicators? Well, this is a piece of top-notch info right here. You kind of want to use them as a checklist. What you want to do is think about it this way. If you're in school and you have a multiple choice question, the answers are A, B, C, and D, and you choose the answer is A, your friend comes along and says, yes, the answer is A, and then 3, 4, 5, maybe even a 6th person come along and say, yes, I got A as the answer too. What does that tell you? What that tells you is that the more people that come along and tell you they got the answer as A, the more confident you'll be that you're going to get that question right. It's the same exact thing with trading. The more indicators you have telling you that the pattern's bearish or bullish, the more confident you can be that that trade's going to go your way. So let's apply this. If we have a stock that's bouncing from support, that might be a bullish pattern. We might see volume coming in. We might see the stock deviating too far from VWAP or bouncing from VWAP. We might see the EMAs crossing over whenever a shorter one crosses over a longer one. That's usually a bullish pattern whenever it crosses upwards. We have a lot of things here, maybe even the indicator's throwing a buy signal. Now we have like 5 or 6 indicators on our side telling us, yes, this trade is going to go our way most likely. Now, this is what I mean by taking calculated decisions, because now you're not just rushing into a trade widely, you're able to basically analyze that trade before you enter and utilize the full potential of your indicators before entering. One thing to remember is that all these indicators are just based off of statistical calculations. The EMA, or exponential moving average, is just an 8-day exponential moving averages over the past 8 days. Same thing with the 21, 50, 200. Any indicator on this chart is pretty much following that pattern. So it's important to kind of analyze these together, and no single indicator should be used by itself. But with all these things combined, it will definitely improve your trading. And not only that, Cobra Algo, which I'm going to show you here, it offers a lot of things, such as a dashboard, there's bar color, volatility bands, which I'm going to turn on all of them for a minute just so I can explain them. You'll see basically you don't want to play it in the volatility band. That basically prevents you from playing during a choppy market. Then we have these white candles, which will signal a reversal pattern is incoming. This is a very great one as well. You'll see that there are a lot of things you can turn on labels. There's going to be a dashboard as well. If you want to turn that on, it's going to show you volume. You can even add stocks and scanners to that list, bottom finders, and so on and so forth. So this is very great. It's a very great tool when trading and definitely helps in making on those on the fly decisions. Once again, guys, if you have any questions on how to set this up, feel free to DM me or drop a comment on this video. Be sure to like and subscribe.